The Riz, topic number two, please.
Second topic for today is a new segment I like to call Rivals and Departures.
Mm. Wait, arrivals and departures, or okay, I see you doing a little.
Rivals and Departures,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So, the premise of this cart, we are going to create some new rivalries. There are times where some of these rivalries just seem a little played out and stale to me. I know All Hail the Pope's going to be on me for this one, but Kentucky Louisville, it just hasn't really been competitive in a while. I'm sure, actually, you know what? This is the wrong year to say this because that game should be scenes. But usually they don't really know how to market it. It's on way too many random Fridays in December. And I think I see Kentucky fans flaunt that they're 40 and 17 against Louisville. Uh, we need a little more competition here to give it some more juice. And I also thought of this, speaking of Kentucky, seeing that UNC is traveling to Rupp for the ACC SEC Challenge this year. I think when I was in college, Kentucky and Carolina played pretty much every year, and it happens like every other year now through the CBS Sports Classic. But I would love to see that become something more consistent. But I want to hear from you. Are there any schools you can go in conference rivals that you want to see resurrected, or if you want to pair like if they're two Big Ten teams where it's like, hey, it would just make sense for these two teams to hate each other and lean into that, or you can go non-conference rivalries as well. There are not many rules to this, but I just want to hear. I have a couple. I got three pairings I would like to see, but I want to hear what's on your mind.
Oh, okay. So I guess you might we might have talked through this a little bit more. So the first thing that came to mind is like I want Kentucky Arkansas to be a rivalry for like the next 10 years.
I
Like
think that's a
in everything, like recruiting, Calvers, like and Cal and Pope have to be there the whole time. Like I want that to be a mainstay. Like the past 2 years, it has been like one game. Like the I feel like the SEC is missing a major mark by those teams not playing twice, and like one being at Bud Walton and one being at Rupp.
hmm I think that's a great shout. That's exactly what I'm looking for here, and that was not on my list. Good
Uh,
on you. Complimenting me well, Twinsky. I'll give you my first one. So I was looking at Kansas, and I know the Kansas Missouri game have been it was really competitive last year and a fun back and forth contest. Still, as a whole, like Mizzou's just not on the caliber of of programs as Kansas is. Same thing with Kansas State. So one thing I think would be cool for both these programs to lean into, let's make Kansas and Texas Tech a rivalry. Because
mm.
if you're looking at Tech right now, I think they're here to stay, even if McCaslin were to leave for another job in the next 5 years. Like they have quietly had three really good coaches back to back to back with Chris Beard, Mark Adams. Mark Adams, not a good dude, good basketball coach.
Yeah.
And now McCaslin, like when you look at what they've accomplished, to me that tells me this program has money. They have smart people in the athletics office who would make the right hire if McCaslin were to ever leave. And I would love that to be like the face of the new Big 12 rivalry. And, you could argue throw Houston in there instead of Texas Tech. And I think with how good Houston's been really over the past 5+ years, they're closer to being on Kansas's level. But to me, like Texas Tech, Kansas seems like it would have more juice just because you have Bill Self going and stealing Kevin McCullough. You have him trying to get Jalen Tyson and trying to get Darion Williams when they transferred the past two off seasons, even though it didn't work out. There's a little bit of that dynamic too, where some of the recruiting battles, Self recruits the area of Dallas and Austin. He recruits those very well. I know he won't be here forever, but I think whoever coaches Kansas next would continue that Texas pipeline. I think that would be a home run rivalry.
That would be too. I'm trying not to do Kentucky for everyone. I was gonna do Kentucky, Indiana too, just because like those games are so nostalgic to me, and those are so
Mm-hmm.
much fun. I think they're playing this year too, which is good. I want to match up Houston with an SEC school. I just
I
don't
had
know.
that.
I just don't know which one, or even like Houston out of con, like Houston versus like a Duke or like a Houston versus a big SEC school. What's a good one?
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
So that was one of my pairings as well, was trying to find a rival for Houston. I said Tennessee. If you want to go SEC, it's the
I like
battle
that.
of the elite defenses. I think stylistically, it's not really going to be a pretty game, but they both play really good defenses. And in recent years, they've had guards that could go out and get you a bucket to where it still could lend to some theatrics, even with some good defense.
Let's do Houston, Tennessee, because I like that one. I think that one will be fun. I'm trying to think a little back, going Unk status here, like some of the old school games that should be in here. Is there a Big East like matchup that we should kind of see?
So I had UConn going outside of the conference just because I want to see a non-con, like a home and home series, become something with them. And as I'm looking at the Big East right now, Patino's not going to be around forever. Villanova, it seems like they need some time before they build back up. McDermott's in his last couple of years. The first team that came to mind was Florida, and that was in part because that round of 32 game was so good this past tournament.
Mm.
But also you have the angle of Hurley, won back-to-back titles. I mean, he views himself as college basketball the best coach in the sport. Meanwhile, you have Todd Golden, the up and comer, who people are ready to coronate. A little bit of back and forth. I think, and both teams play a really fun style of offense. Like I think that's going to be the fireworks type game where you tune in every year, every November for UConn, Florida, and you're getting a game in the 90s.
I like that. I like that one a lot. Honestly, I wish Syracuse was better because I would love to bring back the UConn Syracuse games.
Oh.
Those are just so high level, but Tristan's team's ass, so we can't do anything about it.
Wait, why is Tristan getting Syracuse?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I was looking at Pitt for some reason. I was looking at the rankings, and Pitt finished one game above Syracuse in the ACC, so good for them on doing that. But yeah, no, the Syracuse UConn games will always just resonate with me, given how good they were.
Do you want Michigan State to find a new rival, or you just want to stick with Michigan? To me, if like
Honestly, like I do want to stick with Michigan, but I will say a sneaky one that's kind of come up is like Michigan State's been dipping into the DMV a little bit, which has kind of like caused like actual kind of friction with Maryland a little bit, and that fan base. I kind of would like want to see Buzz and Izzo be like kind of a thing in Maryland.
I think that's a really good shout because I want Maryland to have a rival. Because, in their heyday in the early 2000s, Maryland was right up there with Duke and with UNC and the ACC, and those were lending itself to high level games every year. And really, since then, their program has been so up and down. And yeah, they've never really latched on to someone who it's like,
Let's go Michigan State, Maryland, especially because Michigan State, the Brads is always rocking and underrated when Maryland's good. I think it's the Xfinity Center. That place is nuts.
Mhm.
Maryland fans are nuts. So like that'd be a good one for me too. That'd be high level.
Are there any of your league rivals who you just want to punish and be like, maybe if like a Wisconsin, if they're really gassing themselves up every year to play Michigan State, is there any part of you that's like, there's levels to this? Wisconsin, you get Northwestern as a rival. You get to lean into that. Go
Honestly, I want to make Rutgers and Penn State rivals.
just like a true sicko who really cares, but
Who
we're
re- who's really gonna tap into this? Who cares more? And I want it to be a neutral site game every single year. I
for
don't.
me, for the ACC, like Mark Titus used to say this, and I'm with him on this. I want NC State to lean into Wake Forest as their rival
Oh God. Why? But why though?
because they're barking at us. I've been talking that talk about NC State recently. They Come on, y'all said it best. Greg said it. That rivalry never meant anything. UNC just wins every year. Go play with Wake. That's your rival, NC State. That's who Will Wade should be chirping at. Go take shots at Steve Forbes.
Go steal Omaha Blue.
Yeah, go take Omaha Blue. Say Forbes was too dumb to play Omaha Blue, but he's gonna thrive. He's gonna thrive with the pack. He's
I
running with
hope
the
Will Wade
pack.
keeps doing that because it is a funny bit. All right, I like that exercise, right? That got me in my nostalgia phase. Thanks for coming up with that one.